Hey guys, Arleesha here and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be taking a look at these Paul Rubens tube watercolors, but before we do, I need to talk to you for just a second. So, hello, editing Arlie here. I need to talk to you for just a moment, and then we'll get back to the video. I just wanted to thank you and say thank you for 100,000. Thank you and say thank you for 100,000 subscribers. Sometime between this video that you're watching now and next week's video, there will be a bonus video featuring not one, not two, not three. No, just kidding. It's three. Featuring 3 giveaways. I'm partnered with a couple of companies that I'm really excited to share with you guys about stuff and things and prizes and little things that I can do to say thank you to you guys for helping me reach this milestone. It's a big deal and I'm really excited about it. And obviously couldn't have done it without you guys. You are 100,000 people. So thank you. And you can expect to see that soon. Okay, this is getting long. Okay, back to the video. Thank you. Alright, time to focus. We can get to the mushy stuff later. These Paul Rubens watercolors, oh boy, mushy stuff, I'm excited. Okay, anyway, these Paul Rubens watercolors were sent to me by the distributor on Amazon. They have actually sent me products before. Well, you guys may remember the Artify alcohol markers and also the Himi Mia gouache set, that gouache set. They sent me that as well. And they also distribute the Paul Rubens things and all of the oh gosh, this is getting rambly already when I have all these nice shots I'm supposed to be talking over. So the set they sent me is 24 colors in 8 milliliter tubes, and the set they sent me also comes with this nice big plastic palette. They do offer a different 24 color set that does not come with a palette and is cheaper, and it is actually different. The colors are different than what is offered in this set, which we will talk about in a moment. But first, let's take a closer look at this palette here. It's kind of similar to the Magello Fusion airtight palettes that you may have seen before, where the big trays come out and the trays are shaped differently, and it has this little plastic thingy that fits into these trays, and maybe it's for spreading paint, or I don't know. If any of you guys know what this little plastic piece is for, please do let me know. I was really interested in the shape of these wells, as it's something that I'm not very familiar with, and I was excited to see how that worked and to see how it felt. I love plastic palettes with wells that are larger than half pans because it allows me to use larger brushes and to kind of pull color out within the well instead of having to move it over to a mixing area all the time, just when I want to dilute some of the color by itself. So I quickly rearranged the colors before I put them into the palette, and I was really looking forward to just sitting down and squeezing out these paints into the wells. And it didn't take long before...
Come down with...
Ah! I just stuck my finger right in that paint! Yeah, my finger just went right into that yellow. So that one is going to look a little goopy when everything else is looking so nice and even. But anyway, it's been a little while since we've had a nice, sort of tube. What do you call this? Getting paint out of tubes. Anyway, this sort of experience in a video. So whenever I have tube watercolors to share with you, I love getting to do this part, just show you all the colors included in the set. And I had mentioned before that there are a couple different tube sets that Paul Rubens offers, and this one is interesting. There is something missing from this set, so it's actually kind of right around here, so I'm wondering if you guys will be able to tell what colors or range that is kind of missing here. It's happening right now, guys. And the set, I would say that these watercolors kind of remind me a lot of like Holbein watercolors or Shinhan watercolors. I haven't tried Shinhan's professional PWC watercolors, but just the ones that are just called Shinhan Professional that are actually kind of their student range. I would say that these paints remind me a lot of Holbein and Shinhan in that there are some interesting pigment combinations in the colors. And also there are a lot of colors that are mixed with white. So if you're familiar with those other two brands at all and that's something that you like, this set may be something for you to check out. If you generally try to stick to more transparent watercolors and things that are not mixed with white, this set may not be for you, but I'm going to share them with you and tell you about them anyway, and hopefully you'll be able to make that decision for yourself. I was really liking how these paints looked in their wells when everything was all laid out, and I was just so excited to try them and to swatch them. I was a little concerned about the range of colors. There are some colors in here that I don't tend to use very often and are a little bit non-standard. The balance of the palette is not really what I'm used to. But if you do end up checking out the other Paul Rubens 24 color set that does not come with a palette, I actually believe that that range of colors is much more balanced when I was looking and kind of observing the differences in colors. So let's talk about the range that I have here. I first started to notice that there was a bit of limitations when it came to the reds. We've got sort of this orange-red color, and then more of a primary red, something closer to in the middle, and the opera pink. So there's kind of a lack of a magenta, and really a warm red. This one's a little bit orangey. And then once I got down to the bottom of this page, I noticed there was like a cobalt teal, and then a greenish turquoise color. This set doesn't really have a blue. There's a color called lavender blue in the set, but that one is a mix of a blue pigment. I believe it's PB29, but it's also mixed with white. It's actually PB29, PB36, and a white color, that one lavender blue. So this set doesn't have a standard phthalo blue, a standard cobalt blue, a standard ultramarine, or even a standard indigo. It does have this color called shadow purple, which you can see a little tiny bit of over in the corner there, and that one is a mix of a green pigment and a blue pigment. So it functions a little bit like an indigo or a Payne's gray. It is called shadow purple, even though there's not a red pigment mixed in with that blue. But anyway, I was really concerned after I did all of these swatches that I wasn't going to have a standard blue to work with, and I wasn't really sure how that was going to pan out. This is kind of the closest we get to blue right in this area, and that lavender blue doesn't work very well for a lot of the purposes that I use blue for in darkening and in mixing because it's mixed with white. It tends to make mixes pretty muddy right away, and you can't get things super deep and dark and like a rich dark color because it's mixed with white. So I actually have two different example paintings to share with you to test out these colors. For this first one, I was working a lot with that sort of cobalt teal color, which is called Blue Peacock in the set. It's a mix of two blues and a white pigment, and like I said, it's really similar to like a cobalt teal. So I started by using that as my blue. It does granulate a ton, and I really liked the granulation. It was providing some really interesting color variety, but I was pretty concerned right away that I wasn't able to get super deep dark colors when working with this first example. I started mixing in more of that shadow purple, which functions, like I said, a lot like an indigo, and that was really helpful for getting my darker colors, but I could definitely feel that I was missing a quote-unquote true blue, something that was a bit more in the middle, even just a standard single pigment blue that I could work with and mix with like a phthalo blue or an ultramarine. So I think when considering a set like this one specifically, you kind of have to think of it as working with sort of a specialized range of colors. It may not be your standard go-to everyday palette, but when you're looking to challenge yourself or you're looking to try something new or play around with different colors, this could be a fun set to work with. And it does come with a palette that I do really like the palette. I like the orientation and shape of the wells. It allows me, as you can kind of see there, to kind of draw down and draw out the color and just kind of dilute some of it there without feeling cramped in a half pan, which I often do. I like large plastic palettes. It gives me big flat areas to mix in, which I prefer to smaller mixing compartments. So the palette I really, really like. Just this range of colors can be a bit limiting. And there are several colors that are mixed with white included in the set, which do get muddy pretty quickly, and for the way I like to work, it's just not really ideal for me. It could work really well for other people depending on how you like to paint and how you apply color. If you tend to use some of these convenience colors more just on their own, like that sort of Joan Brilliant fleshy tone, and some of the grays, if you like to use those straight out of the tube just the way they are, then it could be really useful for you. I don't dislike this piece in the end. It was really fun to make, and it's kind of its own unique experience, and it was fun to work on. So moving into the second piece, which is actually a self-portrait. I realized I hadn't really done a self-portrait of myself in watercolors ever, so you'll see me kind of working from a reference on my phone off to the side there. This one, I was embracing more of the limitations of the palette and allowing myself to just accept the palette for what it is and play with it, and I had a lot more fun. I used that peacock blue, the blue peacock color, for a lot of the underlying sort of sky tones in the skin, and that was really fun. And then I used the shadow purple more for the deeper tones mixed with the burnt sienna, which is a really nice reddish burnt sienna. I believe, what is it called in the set? What do they call it? Oh goodness, Indian red, I think. Yeah, Indian red, PR 101. So yeah, it's an Indian red, and mixing that with the shadow violet to get my deep tones, and I really loved that. I love this painting. I like it a lot more than the first one I did. I feel like I was understanding the colors a little bit more, and it worked really nicely. So overall, this set is unique. It's kind of like when you get the Prima Marketing watercolors and you know you're not getting, aside from the classic set, you know you're not getting like a standard go-to everyday palette that has everything you need. It's a bit more specialized. That doesn't mean you can't use it or that you can't have fun with it. It does have limitations, and sometimes those limitations can present a fun challenge. So that was fun. If you're looking for something a bit more standard as far as color range goes, the other set does have a cobalt blue, a phthalo blue, an ultramarine, and an indigo. And I think the reds are a little bit more balanced in that set as well. So if that's what you're looking for, something a bit more standard and balanced, I can overall recommend these Paul Rubens tube watercolors. I like them. I think that the quality is nice. There wasn't a lot of cracking or chalkiness with the paints themselves. They re-wet nicely and easily. I like this plastic palette a lot. So yeah, you guys can definitely check it out if you're interested. I love getting to do little watercolor showcases like this for you, where I can just kind of show you a set, talk about them, and then you guys can check them out if you'd like. Thank you so much to the distributors who sent me these paints. It was really fun to try them out. I'm definitely going to keep using them. It feels like the kind of set that you'll want to use every once in a while, and you'll just get an itch to explore the challenge of the variation in the palette. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please do let me know if you've tried these paints or if you have any thoughts. The colors are different from what you get in the half pan set, but it's interesting, it's fun, it's different, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and look out for the bonus video coming in a couple of days. Talk to you soon. Bye guys.